told me to sit down and be quiet. To hear my name being sent about for different posts in our new government, governor, senator, Supreme Court, but never once President of the United States. I will say, of course, that no one could imagine anyone but George Washington being our first president. But there were still having to be elections. Unfortunately, a rather spare Cassius, finding of Alexander Hamilton, a devotee of Washington, his aide-de-camp, and also, well, Alexander Hamilton, determined that Mr. Washington should not be embarrassed by too close of a contest. And so he spoke to the electors and had them withdraw their votes for myself, so as not to embarrass Mr. Washington. And the tally in the Electoral College became 69 votes for George Washington, 34 votes for John Adams. It was not the good general that needed to be embarrassed. And of course, because we had no succeeding amendment, the person who receives the second highest Electoral College votes becomes your vice president. And thusly, I found myself in the most insignificant office for a very long time. And I tried to make the most of it. I still was president of the Senate. That gave me some hope. And I attempted to work with this new chamber, trying to create rules and institutions and means of procedure. But when I dared open my mouth, they told me to sit down and be quiet. When I dared suggest that I agreed with the fact that the presidency should be more than just the president as a title, because there were presidents of fire insurance companies and there were presidents of libraries. And when someone suggested that the title of the president should be His Excellency, the President of the United States and the Defender of the State therein, and I agreed that it was a good idea, someone gave me the title of His Rotundity. But I very quickly discovered that, of course, the Constitution holds two tasks for the Vice President. The first is that you are supposed to sit down quietly and wait for a tie vote in the Senate, so that you might cast its breaking vote. The second thing you are supposed to do is to sit quietly and wait for the President to die, or otherwise become unavailable of office. Now, I realize you and I are scarcely acquainted, but truly, can you imagine me sitting down quietly for anything? But after 8 long years, 2 terms of Mr. Washington took the most noble and frightening step of all, the step down. He decided that he would not be considered again for presidency. And of course, the nation wept and trembled. Who could possibly stand in the presence and replace this great demigod, Washington? Woe betide to the poor man who has to stand in his place after that presidency. Good day, my name is John Adams and I shall be your president.